Riding this elevator been getting pretty easier over the last couple weeks. You know, Mr. Miller has taught me a lot about self-control, as he says, how to be a better person. He's taught me how to control my anger and be a player at the same time. Last week, he actually invited some strippers through. I didn't know what to expect, especially after the couple of stripper encounters that I've had rather. It was cool. But this elevator ride seemed a little bit different. He wants me to talk about birthdays. Now, I'm not really big on birthdays all like that. I used to be. But since I've gotten older and changed my ways a little bit, birthdays seem to deplete in appreciation, I should say. When you're a kid, it seems a lot like Christmas when your birthday comes around. It's like, oh man, I can't wait to wake up tomorrow. I'll be 11 or I'll be 12. Or remember that time when you turned 13? They couldn't tell you nothing. You just knew the world was yours at the age of 13. But he wants me to walk in here and actually talk about birthday times. This should be a good one. Dear Love, episode 23. Up the elevator I go. I walk in, Dr. Miller's. I sit down, get myself together. I pour myself a drink. You know, we cool like that. First thing he says when I sit down. Birthdays. Tell me about them. Well, my birthday times were always great coming around the 15 years to 18-year-old time. Now I know I kind of jumped late on the birthday bandwagon. I was so used to getting everything that I wanted, man. When I was younger, I remember getting toys and stuff. You know, it's funny, around birthdays, it's like when you're young, you get certain toys and stuff. And then as you get older, you get more important things in your life, like maybe cell phones, pagers, whatever time you grew up in. Then as you get older, let's say you get to that 17, 18 mark, you start getting sweaters and clothes. And then when you get older than that, it turns into a card and happy birthday. So for me, that kind of hit me hard. I remember one time, I'll never forget it because I feel bad to this day. My sister had gave me a card for my birthday. She had put some money in it. It might have been Christmas, I'm not sure. But she gave me some money for my birthday in the card. And not thinking, I took the money out the card and threw the card. Well, yeah, I took the money out the card and I threw the card in the garbage. So my mom had walked past and she Trey, you threw the card away? I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. But the money was in my pocket. Yeah, don't do that. If somebody give you some money in a card, keep the card, please. I remember the year when I got the Nintendo 64. Oh, man. Nintendo 64. Remember that? When you still had to blow in the cartridges and you had the weird looking controller. I remember how I used to think the graphics was just amazing. Mario 64, GoldenEye 007 was probably one of my favorite games ever. WCW versus NWO Revenge, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. I could just go on and on about 64 games. Donkey Kong. I remember I got Zelda. I had Warzone. I just had a lot. I turned into a Nintendo 64. That's all I used to play, literally. And when I first got it, you know how you get something and you in that mode it's yours and you don't want to share? That's the mode I was in. Real kiddie. I should have been more of a team player. But I remember when Mario Kart Racing came out. I think it was Mario Kart 64, whatever it was called. So, it was the hottest thing out. Everybody had it. And I had two controllers. But I don't know why it was so bad, but I wanted to play on one. And it was my birthday, so I'm like, man, I do what I want. And look, why do people feel like on their birthday they can just do what they want to do? And it's weird because on your birthday you feel like it's a holiday. You the head honcho. This a OG day. Can't nobody tell me nothing about today. I should get what I want, and I should get it when I want it. And why does it seem like birthdays go so fast? You ever notice, like, on your birthday, you look up, it's 9 o'clock at night already, to the point where you be like, shit, man, my birthday all weekend, nigga. No, your birthday is just today. So I'm just ranting on and on about birthdays. Then, again, he asked me a very important question. He asked me to tell him what I got somebody for their birthday. And I sat back and I thought about it. And I haven't been the best birthday giver in a sense. And I think I know that now that I'm a little bit older. I think I could have did a little bit more for people's birthdays to make them feel special the same way that they made me feel special. I think I was only thinking about myself when it came to birthdays, because I'm really thinking about it. And I mean, maybe a card one year. I'm not sure. I haven't really did too much for people until I got a little bit older. And my excuse was always, well, money this and money that. But that's not really an excuse either, man, because my mom, my dad, my family, they got bills like I got bills. But I never, ever took the time to really sit down and say, here go a birthday gift. To the point where I think people realized, like, I'm not going to get them anything. And that's kind of bad. You should try to do something. Even, Christmas time, I never did that much for people. I mean, I didn't know where to even start with that. I mean, a card, they always say, whatever you give is accepted, and, nothing is wrong as long as you do something. But honestly, I feel like I can't give people that's in my corner, I can't give them enough. There's nothing I can really get them to show how much I appreciate how much they in my corner and how much they support my dreams and everything that I have going on. I know what you're thinking, like, man, we ain't asked you for all that. Oh, we ain't asked for a deep dive on how you feel. We just saying what you get somebody. So the answer is nothing, all right? I'm not the best person to be, like, asking that. I ain't good at that. But I do need to work on it. I've been working on it, though. I'm trying to get better, at least write on a piece of paper, happy birthday to you. I know I ain't gave you much, so this paper should mean a lot to you. Honestly, though, I feel like it's two type of people when it comes to birthdays. The givers and the receivers. And I feel like there's no in between. But I am working to be more of a, see, it's a good thing I'm in this class, because I got to get my thoughts together. I've been a giver my whole life. Now, I can honestly say I think I've given more than I received in my life. If, of course, not including parents. Because, I mean, can we really give our parents back what they gave us? Most likely not. But on another scale, I think I've really given more. I don't know. Then I remember another time I went on a birthday trip. Now, again, I'm not the biggest, like, kicking it person, but it was a party that someone was having, so I decided to go. And I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those, like, stand on the wall type of guys. You know how you get dressed, you get fly, then you just kind of, like, stand on the wall and let the girl dance on you, and then she, like, danced too hard, so now you, like, trying to hang on. And now that you hanging on, everybody's looking at you. And now that everybody's looking at you, you trying to look all serious, like, this ain't nothing, man. I could take this. All she doing is throwing it back. But then you feel yourself about to fall. So then everybody like, oh, yeah. Well, my story wasn't like that. I was on the wall, no girls. I'm just standing there. I was like, I thought I was part of the Too Cool crew. I'm standing around doing nothing and just watching the girls dance. It took me a while, maybe to like my 16th or 17th birthday, to really get into, hey man, I'm supposed to go to these parties and just do what I do. But I was always around people who was living like that. They like, man, if you don't grab one of these hoes, I'm like, hey, they not that, okay? They're young, educated women, okay? You don't call them that. But yeah, they used to just, I mean, I cannot believe some of the activity that went on in these parties. And I felt like I was late for the party as far as life. I'm like, man, is she really just dancing like that on him? Did she turn around and go to him? I remember one girl dancing with a skirt on, no panties. She done lifted the skirt up. She dancing on the dude. Everybody watching. He's smacking her ass. And I'm just like, I could do that. So, I reached my hand out thinking I'm cool. She like, and kept walking. I'm like, what? Like, all right, I'm cool anyway. Knowing I was deep down inside feeling real bad. But there was one year I felt like I was the man. And I had went to my girlfriend at the time, her prom. She went to Bedford Heights. I'll never forget. And I wasn't really good on the dance moves, but she took me on the dance floor and we dancing. And I got the groove and I started rolling and I thought I was the man. So the next party I went to, I was just grabbing girls. I said maybe it got to do with age. I know that sounds real stupid, but like maybe I wasn't at the right age to get no twerk or something like that. But I think it was about the confidence, and just, I don't know. But it was a great experience, I'd tell you that. But it was a little overrated. I'm like, all right, what's next? Like, do I get the number? And then she walked away when she was done dancing. And I'm like, is there more? Like, isn't it supposed to be like a part two? So I tried to grab her later on in the night thinking like, hey, you're my dance partner for the whole night. And I found out that's not how these parties work. So she like, ugh, get off me, you thirsty. It's just a dance. And I'm like, oh. So I was never really a part of the 2 Live crew like I thought I was. But I had my fair share of dancing, so I was pretty cool. So, Mr. Miller, to explain birthdays, there you go. I gave you some of my birthday times and how I felt about them. Cool. He tells me next week he has a surprise for me. He gonna call me throughout the week for some things that we need to discuss next week. Great. More talking. But you know what? Again, he made me feel a way coming out of there, man. He gave me the confidence, that I needed to get through. And he also showed me, birthdays isn't always about us. Believe it or not, your birthday isn't always about you. Sometimes it's just about showing your appreciation for the people around you on your birthday. Pretty cool. Dear love, T. Shaw, I'm out of here.